That's what we need to find out over here, and this is the question. Asset classes: US equities, US bonds, and international equities. And this is the weight of the benchmark and expected return of the benchmark. So weight of the benchmark is 40% equities, 30% bonds, and 30% international equities. And the expected return is 12% equities, uh, bonds, US bonds 5%, and then 12% from international equities. And weight of the portfolio is 45% in US equities, 30% in US bonds, and 25% in international equities. And then expected return of the portfolio is 11% in US equities, 6% in bonds, and then 14% in international equities. This is the question. And how do I calculate expected active return? Now, what do you mean by active return? First of all, active return is the difference between the return of the portfolio and the return of the benchmark. So over here, active return will be active return. I can say it is the difference between the expected return of the portfolio minus expected return of the benchmark. So how do I calculate expected return now? So the expected return of the portfolio is, this is the return of the portfolio and this is the weight of the portfolio. So therefore, for expected return of the portfolio, it will be 45% into 11%, okay, plus this is the weight 30% and 6%. So 30% into 6% plus 25% into 14%. So this comes to 4.95%. This comes to 1.8%. This is 3.5%. So adding all this, expected return of the portfolio is 10.25%. Now similarly, expected return of the benchmark is equal to, so weight of the benchmark, so this is weight of the benchmark and expected return of the benchmark. So 40% into 12%, 40% into 12% plus 30% into 5%, 30% into 5%, then 30% into 12%, 30% into 12%. So adding all this will come to 9.90%. Okay, so therefore expected active return is equal to expected return of the portfolio, which is 10.25%, minus expected return of the benchmark, which is 9.90%. It comes to 0.35%. Okay, so this is the easiest way to calculate the expected active return. However, suppose if I want to find out the performance attribution, okay, so performance attribution as in out of this expected active return, what should be, what is being contributed by the asset allocation. Okay, this is, let's say, asset allocation, or also called sector allocation. And then what is being contributed by security allocation. I'm just bifurcating this part. Security allocation, and then the interaction. Okay, so we will see all this now. interaction. So sector allocation is, or asset allocation is, change in weight. Okay, change uh, change in weight, okay, into return of the benchmark. So change in weight will be weight of the portfolio minus weight of the benchmark into return of the benchmark. Okay, so this is asset allocation. So the asset change, weight I'm changing. Okay, so weight of the portfolio is here. So weight of the portfolio is this part, 45 percentage, and weight of the portfolio 45, and then weight of the benchmark is 40. So 45 and 40. So 45 percentage minus 40 percentage into return of the benchmark. Return of the benchmark is 12 percentage. Okay, so then plus 45 percentage here I took. So weight of the portfolio is yeah, next one is 30 percentage, 30 percentage, and weight of the benchmark is also 30. So 30 minus 30, so 30 percentage minus 30 percentage into return of the benchmark is, for 30 return of the benchmark is 5 percentage. So into 5 percentage plus uh, weight of the portfolio 25 percentage, then 30 percentage, 25 percentage minus 30 percentage into 12 percentage, 25 percentage minus 30 percentage into 12 percentage. So this comes to 0.60 percentage, 0 minus 0.60 percentage, net 0 asset allocation. So no difference because of change in weight. Now because of security selection, this is uh, change in return. Okay, change in return into weight of the benchmark. So change in return is return of the portfolio minus return of the benchmark into weight of the benchmark. Okay, so change in return, I'll just take another color. So change in return of the portfolio is return of the portfolio 11 percentage, and return of the benchmark 12 percentage. Okay, so these I need to cover, multiplied by weight of the benchmark. Okay, so 11 percentage minus 12 percentage into 40 percentage here. 11 percentage minus 12 percentage into 40 percentage. Similarly, so similarly 6 percentage minus 5 percentage into 30 percentage. 6 percentage minus 5 percentage into 30 percentage, and then 14 percentage minus 12 percentage into 30 percentage. 14 percentage minus 12 percentage into 30 percentage. So this comes to minus 0.40%, 0.30 percentage. All these I need to add up. 0.60 percentage. So this is 0.50%. And then the third one is interaction. Interaction is uh, interaction is interaction is change in weight multiplied by change in return. So that means change in weight is weight of the portfolio minus weight of the benchmark into change in return. Change in return is return of the portfolio minus return of the benchmark. So change in portfolio will be weight of the portfolio. So weight of the portfolio. So weight of the portfolio is here, this part now. Okay, weight of the portfolio minus weight of the benchmark. These two. So 45% minus 40%, 30% minus 30%, 25% minus 30%. So I'll write it down here. 45% minus 40%, 30% minus 30%, and 25% minus 30% into now return of the portfolio minus return of the benchmark. So return of the portfolio is here, return of the benchmark is here. That means 11 minus 12%, 6% minus 5%, 14% minus 12%. Okay, so this is 11% minus 12%, 6% minus 5%, then 14% minus 12%. So this comes to, I need to add all this. So this comes to 0.05%, 0 minus 0.10. So this comes to minus 0.10. This will be minus 0.05. Okay, so total comes to minus 0.10. So now if I add all this, okay, so if I add all this, that means 0%, 0.5%, and minus 0.15%. So 0% plus 0.50% plus minus 0.15%. This is percentage. So overall this comes to 0.35%. Okay, so this is giving me the same answer like what I got over here, 0.35%. This way also we can do, and also there is one more way also. In fact, I can club these two parts together, these two parts. So I'll do that as well. Let's say So first of all, this part, let me write as it is down. Change in weight into return. So change in weight into return of the benchmark. So change in weight is, yeah, weight of the portfolio minus weight of the benchmark into return of the benchmark. So this is what I wrote there. I'm just copying it. Okay. 30% minus 30 percentage into 5 percentage equal to 0. 25 percentage minus 30 percentage into 12 percentage equal to minus 0.60. So this gave me 0 percentage. Then if I want to combine these two parts, okay, so how will I do? Yeah, so this comes as, now when I say change in return, so let me write this as well, and then we will further create another way. So change in return into weight of the benchmark. So here change in return, change in return into weight of the benchmark, which is RP minus RB into weight of the benchmark. Then change in weight into change in return. Okay, plus change in weight into change in return. Change in return. Okay, so here change in weight will be weight of the portfolio minus weight of the benchmark weight of the portfolio minus weight of the benchmark into, okay, return of the portfolio minus return of the benchmark. So these two only I can club together. How I can club together is, see, this is I can write this as change in return of the portfolio into weight of the benchmark. This is the summation total. Okay, plus summation of, this is change in weight, change in return. So delta change in weight into delta, that means change in the return of the portfolio. Okay, so from this, if I take delta return of the portfolio as the common one, so what I will get is weight of the benchmark plus delta WP, weight of the portfolio. Okay, so I have just taken this common term out. So this is this step and this is here. Then I can further rewrite this as uh, return of the portfolio, change in return of the portfolio into this, weight of the benchmark and change in the portfolio will give me total weight of the portfolio. Okay, total weight of the portfolio. So this way, if I want to do change in return of the portfolio, it will be change in return of the portfolio. So weight of the portfolio, first of all, it is weight of the portfolio 45 30 25, 45 30 25, 45 30 25. The change in return of the portfolio. So change in return of the portfolio will come to change in return of the portfolio is so it is the difference here. So this is 11 minus 12, 6 minus 5 and 14 minus 12. Okay, 11 minus 12, 6 minus 5, 11 minus 12, and here 6 minus 5, and the last one was 11 minus 12, 6 minus 5, 14 minus 12, 14 minus 12, 14 percentage minus 12 percentage. So this will give me minus 0.45 percentage, then 0.3 percentage, then 0.5 percentage. Overall it comes to 0.35 percentage. So now if I finally give you the third version is this third version is weight of the portfolio minus weight of the benchmark into return of the benchmark, okay, plus, that means this part and all this. Change in return of the portfolio into weight of the portfolio will give you 0.35 percentage. Okay, thank you so much for your time.